We live in a world full of over 7.4 billion people, originating from over 4,000 different cultural backgrounds and celebrating over 100 religious holidays. Fortunately, we also live in a country that welcomes immigrants and refugees, making up at least 60% of our population with people deriving from Asia, Europe, Africa, and the USA. But why is it that regardless of our diversity, we still hear racial slurs such as all Muslims are terrorists, and the stereotypical association of staying away from Jews? First, we need to understand what exactly is cultural discrimination and where it emerged. Cultural discrimination is an act of excluding a certain group based on their cultural values, beliefs, or simply creating accusations based on what is perceived in the media. Going back to September 11, 2001, when 4 airliners were hijacked and carried out suicide attacks in the World Trade Center in New York City. It was the first inciting incident that defamed the Islamic group with over 3,000 casualties. What the media failed to acknowledge was activities occurring in Iraq, as the United States entered the Western wars to defeat ISIS. It resulted in a deficit of over 4 million Muslim lives, including innocent women and young children. For every American life lost in 9/11, another 5 Islamic followers had to pay the price, as the label still hangs over their heads. Although history haunts us, we still see cultural discrimination happening today. Tahira Ahmed, a story of a 30-year-old woman who was traveling in a United Airlines flight from Chicago to Washington on May 29th. She was verbally mistreated by the impression of her hijab as a flight attendant refused to give her a can of Diet Coke, while an accompanying passenger was treated with utmost respect, feeling sorry for Ms. Ahmed but remained a bystander. After asking politely why she was acting as such, the flight attendant responded with, "Because you would use it as a weapon." This incident caught the attention of surrounding passengers as they began to swear at Ms. Ahmed because she simply couldn't understand that she was a Muslim in the eye of an American. She is just one of the many innocent people trapped within a biased representation, as the Sikh community has also been battling with the misconception of being terrorists. When surveyed in 2012, about 70% of turban-wearing Sikh students have suffered from discriminatory remarks, and 30% of them were physically abused because of their religion. Similarly, 41-year-old famous Indian actor Waris Ahwala refused to take off his turban outside the private screening room in Mexico City's airport. He was denied boarding the plane as he was seen as the equivalent of a terrorist and was forced to book on another airline. When looking at other targeted cultural groups, why is it that Jews make up less than 1% of the population, yet experience discrimination in 85 countries, the third most? Could it be the influence of Hitler from World War II? And why is it that all Indian immigrants are assumed to be taxi drivers or of a lower class labor position, when 70% of them have attained some of the highest educational levels? And why is it that anyone with Chinese types of eyes is automatically assumed to be from China, as we stereotype them to be saying Ching Chong, when they could be descendants from Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Singapore, and just about anywhere from Eastern Asia speaking Cantonese and Mandarin? The answer is the media, as it plays a huge role in portraying these stereotypes to a larger audience, from TV shows to news reports and even celebrities or leaders such as Donald Trump's political election. Trump has had many controversial statements in regards to Mexicans, such as that they're druggies, rapists, and criminals. He even opts to build a wall along the border of Mexico by completely discriminating against all Hispanics. As a result, his opinion has influenced a minority through the power of social media. The scariest part is that this can affect anyone, anywhere, and at any time, as it's a viral issue that collaboratively groups everyone of the same cultural descent under one label, the guilty and the innocent. Luckily, people all around the world have become more aware of this issue when surveyed by CBC News. Canadians' perception of discrimination against Black African Americans has dropped by 12%, and Muslims and Aboriginal dropped by 9%. Unfortunately, countries such as the United States, India, Pakistan, and the UK still face these issues because they're listed as some of the most racist places in the world. But we can change that by educating ourselves on different issues and not falling for media's definition of reality. Secondly, don't stand as a bystander or fall as a victim of discrimination. If you feel uncomfortable, speak up, talk to someone that may understand your situation, or intervene if you believe that injustice is taking place. Thirdly, practice what you preach. Choose your words wisely as it may impact those around you. And lastly, surround yourself with people of like-minded morals and believe in the quality of others. Small steps such as this will offer a better future and restore peace to humanity. And hopefully, one day we can learn the art of being colorblind, blind towards people's nationality, and tear down the invisible barriers that we built through society. And hopefully one day, in a world full of over 7.4 billion opinionated people, will we finally build a bridge and cross over our biggest fear, the fear of being different.